Okay, we haven't even been on yet. We've already offended 3 people and they've left the stream. I don't know what happened.
What happened?
When we were starting, it said we had 10 people, and then it like precipitously dropped to like 7 while the intro was going. I was like, "What?"
It took too long.
The intro was fantastic.
The intro's it's been controversial.
It has been, but you know what? We're the bad boys of prepping. That's what we do. Yeah. And now I see people are joining. The usual folks are here. Things are better. You know, people are, maybe acting as if they've seen a ghost because it has been a couple weeks since we have been on. And you have a completely different background.
Yeah, we have a first timer here. Coffee first, then speak. Hello, everyone.
Oh my goodness. Hey, welcome. Hey there. Hey, welcome to the party.
Yeah,
welcome.
I'm at an undisclosed location. It's a urban environment, as you could see. But
you are. Yeah. You know, the Jake's
Waffle
House.
I wasn't
downtown Nashville.
I wasn't lying about the whole urban prepper thing. There it is. There's urban environments back there. So.
Yes, you are in a city. You are in fact.
It'd be kind of funny if it was for like over a decade, like I've been in like the country somewhere and just made this whole thing up. Like,
that would be fantastic if you were just like in North Carolina on like a 40-acre homestead.
Yeah,
like,
gotcha.
It was like you and like City Prepper just flipped, and it was like, you know what? No, actually, surprise, totally homesteaders.
Yeah.
Guardian Prepper is here. Van City Prepper's here.
Welcome.
Chuck's here.
Good. Chuck's here. Good.
We got all of the usual suspects. Well, welcome everyone back to Prep Talk Live. Episode 27. We've crossed the 25s. We're now headed to 50 and then 100 and then
that's like
I think the prepping
half
Hall
a year
of Fame,
then, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it is. Oh my goodness. And it's more than half a year because we missed a couple of episodes.
Yeah. Well,
so, I mean, this is
probably for the best.
This is fantastic. It actually reminded me, I was going to send you a meeting invite so that we have it on our calendars always.
Yeah, that might help because it's been busy times lately. Oh, digital prepper. Oh my gosh.
We got digital prepper. Good grief. Everybody's here.
Oh my gosh.
You know what? Like, I can't, if Sutton's Days shows up, I think we just sit back and let the chat happen.
Yeah,
that's I think what we do.
Guardian
welcome in. Welcome in everybody to episode 27. If I sound a little weird, I apologize. I could not find my normal headphones, so I'm rocking the gamer gear today. Trying to make that happen. I'm sure you're all shocked that I would have gamer headphones with what's happening here. I had a dream the other day that like we were going to like a prepping potluck and like everyone was bringing stuff and I showed up with like Legos and stuff and they threw me out. You vouched for me, but you know everybody else threw me out. With me as always, I'm Casey with Cascadia Dispatch. I forgot where I was. With me as always is the Urban Prepper. Tup, what is up? How are you? How are things?
Doing good.
It's been a crazy couple of weeks. What have you been up to? What's been happening?
We're getting ready to go on a family vacation pretty soon, which would be pretty fun. So we're going down to Sun River, Oregon, down to your state. So that should be
we were just in that neck of the woods. We'll have to discuss that, at some point.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, Digital Prepper says he works at Amazon.
Oh, nice. Big time.
That's
This is better. It's better.
Yeah, exactly. We'll get to Prime Day.
Yeah.
We'll get to Prime Day.
Let's talk Prime Day.
That's fantastic. My Prime Day stuff was actually informed by our last trip to Bend, which was 2 weeks ago. So yeah, do you guys have big plans when you're in Sun River? Because
we do a lot of kayak. Yeah, we do some kayaking. We do some. We rent a house when we're down there. And what else do we do? We do a lot of eating. Hopefully,
let everybody know where you'll be.
Yes. The address will be at the Deschutes Brewery. Is where I'll be at. So
that is fantastic. That is fantastic. So you actually stay like in Sun River, in like Sun River proper, because there's like when people say in Oregon, when people say they're going to Sun River, it could actually mean like they're saying it's Seventh Mountain, Black Butte, Eagle Crest, Bend. Yeah. It's like that area.
Yeah, Sun River's about 20-25 minutes from Bend. It's a little smaller town, but Bend is great too. We like hanging out over there as well, and that's where like the Deschutes Brewery is. Yeah, so but we used to stay more in the Sun River town area where you could rent houses, and there's a whole like kind of housing type center there. But right now we're staying at an Airbnb that we've been going to the past few years, so that should be fun.
Oh, very nice, very nice. And the I hope you'll be visiting the that ice cream shop, the Goodies, the ice cream place in the Sun River Mall that's existed for.
You know that well. You know that well. Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah, we go there every day.
It's one of the things in Oregon, like families have the beaches that they go to and the places in Eastern Oregon that they go to. And you can go to like Cannon Beach, Lincoln City, or Seaside. And then you either go to like Sun River, Eagle Crest, or Black Butte. Like every family has their spot. And our family was always a Seaside family and a Sun River family. So yes, the Goodies is there. We love that.
Yeah.
The bakery that has the big fat tire donut that's like the size of your face, which is a constant thing. There's the random Chinese food restaurant that's like in the middle of the mall, and you're like, what is happening? I don't understand. Going
on these like summer trips, it's fun because as like a prepper, it's like a road trip. You have your vehicle preps come into play for real this time, because you could be out of the middle of nowhere. And then also kind of planning for like just outdoor activity. So I think it's fun as a prepper to make sure that your gear is ready to go for those kind of trips on the spur of a notice type thing, or spur of a moment. My wife was previously on for the past 10 days. She just got back on Sunday, and she was on a road trip over to Mount Rushmore and to Yellowstone and through Montana and stuff. And she had quite the adventure over there with different problems and it's Murphy's Law.
Did George Washington give her a talking to? Is that what happened?
Yeah. Well, it was it really makes you kind of think about your preps and stuff, because like on day one, she's in the middle of Idaho and transmission light comes on and she's, oh no, like and I'm not there on this one. So, oh my gosh, Sutton State's just arrived. Okay.
Okay.
Hold on. What was I saying?
I told you if this happened, oh my, here's what I need to do is get this off of Restream into like OBS. So when like Sutton's Days arrives, we can have like a really cool animation or something of like her arriving, when we have like Pony Girl snuck her way in, she's here. Yeah. Like we've got all kinds of, it's all happening.
Yeah. So she ran into some transmission problems, which we had to figure out what to do with that. And then also she had some dental, just all of a sudden dental issues in the middle of Montana, and like what do you do in that type of situation? So it made me kind of reevaluate or think about like what would you do in a grid down type emergency situation, or in the middle of nowhere if you have like a serious dental type thing. So
did she use your little dental medical kit thing?
It wouldn't. Yeah, no. She had to go to the ER for it in the middle of like North Dakota or South Dakota or Montana, somewhere around there. And I guess she somehow cracked her molar like on this trip. So had to go get an emergency dental repair. But yeah, definitely something I think, like, I don't have a dental kit in the vehicle preps. So
you don't have an extractor? Like, wait, don't you have pliers in your vehicle?
Yeah, technically, yeah, but we needed
like a Leatherman.
Yeah, we needed like some, I don't know, Gorilla Glue for the molar thing, but she just knew that a massive tooth pain. So
yeah, and Pony Girl, yes, it is a little shaky. We're trying not to draw attention to it. Tup has not been on a stream or made a video in a couple of weeks. He's a bit nervous. Yeah. And so you can hear it in his voice. He's a little so we're just going to go easy on him tonight. We're not going to make a big deal about it. We're just going to, ride it out. And, next week, he'll regain the confidence that he has had, and we'll go from there. Also, we both have little different setups tonight, so it's not ideal, but we're doing the best we can.
We're doing our best.
Yeah, exactly. It's kind of interesting when we do, like, during the summer, especially because I think a lot of people travel more. I find myself going on a trip thinking that I have got my preps in order, and then we go on the trip and something happens, and then I come back with a list of new preps that I want to put in place for the next trip. Mm-hmm. Do you find that happens to you as well? That it's like continual revision?
Yeah, I think it's good to have like a notepad like in your vehicles for those when you're going on a road trip or anything like that, because you're gonna miss something in your preps, and so it's good to document it because you'll probably forget. Oh man, I really needed that, and so I do that all the time. Actually, I've been using an app or just on my notepad on my phone to try to keep track of the stuff that I didn't have as part of our preps. So
I'm surprised that you don't use like invisible ink on note cards. Just for security's sake. You don't want anyone getting in your notes. You use the like invisible ink, and then nobody knows about it.
Yeah, I've used it in the past. Yeah, I've used it in the past for sure.
Digital Pepper is here. Like, okay, Digital Pepper, would that be a thing? Like, is that kind of, are we thinking, security wise, that would be a thing possibly? I don't know.
I've used it for multi-caches and like for geocaches. So the invisible ink that's a nice little trick of the trade for sure. So
yeah, exactly. Sutton Days agrees with us. So we must be on the right track. Constant learning.
I'm still a little nervous that Sutton's Days is here.
Look, you're nervous that Sutton's Days is here. I'm nervous that you're here, and then Sutton Days is here. Like, I just am like, I'm afraid that the shaky voice is not from me, but I'm blaming you. So there you go.
Okay.
And I think, the topic we were going to talk about kind of pre-Prime Day last week. Okay. And what happened was a lot of the Prime Day things didn't really come out until Prime Day. So you kind of couldn't plan for it specific to that sale. And so I think what we wanted to kind of do is I have some show and tell things that I picked up on Prime Day.
Nice.
Some of them were related to our trip. But then also just kind of the way that we think about gear and things, so that when there is there's usually like Prime Day, there's Black Friday, there's Cyber Monday, there will be these opportunities to pick up things maybe throughout the year. But I also get, Coastal Farm and Ranch sends me flash sales every, week, it seems like, of 10 things that they're putting on sale. And if one of those things is on my list, then I might want to jump on it and get it. So for me, I kind of have a running list in my head of preps that kind of are everyday preps that I would stock up on if given the opportunity. And then kind of the wish list of preps that if they were on the right sale or I needed them for some reason, I would jump on it and try to get that. Is that similar to how you think about it too, or do you have a kind of a different approach?
Well, I think it's a good idea. I mean, I didn't do anything. I didn't buy anything on Prime Day, so but I usually don't buy things on like Black Friday either, or any of the sale days. I get it when I need it and when it's like top of mind, because usually I'm working on some kind of project and the stuff that's available on certain sales isn't necessarily what I need at that time. But I don't know. It seems like they should have some kind of a setup where like a if then that type thing, where you could set little thresholds. Hey, if it becomes to this price, buy it, and like have your little buffer fund that it's for that particular purpose for preps. Like something like that sounds like it'd be cool, but I don't have something that fancy. I have a lot of different wish lists, and I have for different categories for like vehicle preps and for whatever it is, so 5-gallon bucket preps and bug out bag preps and comms preps, and but yeah, I don't have a good strategy for shopping.
That's all right. That's fine.
Okay.
Look, everyone, we've enjoyed the show. It's been a great episode. We'll just call it a day.
Yeah.
I think it's so. A lot of times, I will also try and like, if there's something that I need, like I just go out. I'm lucky and fortunate to just be able to go out and get it if I need it. My uncle and my father always said anyone can pay retail. And so even if it's something that I need to have, I'm always looking for like, okay, does Rakuten or Honey have some sort of a cashback offer that I can jump on? Is there coupons? Can I get discounted gift cards? Like, how are the ways that I can try to make this spur of the moment purchase a little bit less expensive?
Yeah.
But usually heading into the Black Fridays, the Cyber Mondays, and that sort of thing, especially when I was beginning, because we were looking for tents and coolers and like a lot of those foundational things that often go on sale on those big days. And they're kind of the headlines. It's like big screen TV. It's like, if you need a big screen TV, you wait until the big sale and then there'll be 30 of them or whatever. So I would kind of wait for those moments and then, cash in on that. Now that we kind of have a lot of that infrastructure, now I feel like I'm filling in more of the fringe stuff. And so it becomes a little bit more unpredictable about whether the thing will actually be on the sale or not. And so it's a little bit different, I think, for me now.
Yeah, I think lately over the past few years, I've been a lot more selective on the stuff that you spend money on, and for when it comes to prep wise, because I don't know, it seems like 7 years ago or so, like you just like I don't know, you buy it just because it was on a good sale. Like, oh man, I don't need another flashlight, but I'm going to get this one because it's on sale right now. I think now there's a lot of uncertainty. With a lot of people have uncertainties with certain things, and so I'm being a lot more selective and getting a lot of more stuff locally. I'm finding like especially and like more of like the homestead is studying stuff so I found that I don't have the same kind of need to buy stuff as much as I did previously, like early on in my prepping career. Now it's a lot more selective. So
yeah, I feel like it's kind of like the Maslow's hierarchy of needs.
Mhm.
Like if there was a prepping version of that we put together, and it's kind of like base level is like, okay, you need like a shelter and heat source and whatever. And so when you first start and recognize that, hey, I need to do something, you just go out and buy. Like I remember when we first decided we were going to start prepping, but I just thought it was earthquake preparation. We had nothing. And so it was literally, we went to Dick's Sporting Goods and Cabela's, and I had never been to a Cabela's, I don't think ever. And it was buy a tent, buy sleeping bags, buy the base level stuff, because we just had nothing to start with. And I feel like now that we've been doing it for 5 or 6 years at this point, like we filled in a lot of those kind of foundational blocks and even some decorations, with some of the bougier preps. And so now it's kind of, all right, we don't need another flashlight. I don't need another Leatherman. Like, I can kind of look and say, okay, if there's something that is interesting that is going to provide function, for a reason, sure. Every time I walk by the kayak display and the inflatable boat display, I always tell my wife, hey, do we want to buy a boat? And she informs me that no, we don't live by a river and we don't need a boat. But I feel like that's kind of where you start to get to, is like, okay, now you start looking at trailers, land, you're in kind of that, you've gone through that piece. Did you find a similar thing as well? Or is it just, hey, I'd still buy every flashlight I could find, except we might be in a recession. And so I'm going to wait like 6 months to a year to see what's happening. Then I'll go back to buying every flashlight I need.
Yeah, I think like early on in the prep, like I don't need another flashlight. I don't need another backpack. I don't need another knife. There's a lot of things like I don't need any more of them, but I want them. I think the more that you get, that at least for me personally, and I hear that I have some crackling in the microphone. I'll try to avoid the crackle, but yeah, I find that it's going back to like the basics, like the food, water, shelter type thing, and then I'm finding that like backup power is like it's one that's more I'm prioritizing more as far as like generator and keeping things powered up. So
yeah, we got a couple of questions. Ham license.
We will not be giving our call sign, because then you could find where we live. So
yeah, exactly.
I'm gonna try something with my micro though really quick. So let me see. Right. I'm gonna go back to the laptop mic. Let me see if this works better.
Go for it. I do have my ham license. I have had it for a couple of years. I have not yet been able to get my radios to work, which is a problem. Not a big problem, but I have some radios I would like to be able to use them, and I can receive, but I haven't got them up to be able to actually broadcast to anyone to hear yet. So I did reach out to our CERT group, has actually a radio division. And so I reached out to them, and I'm trying to find one of the Elmers. They used to do like office hours and they don't anymore. But a couple of them said they would come over and help me with the radios. So hopefully I will have radios back up and going here at some point. But yes, got a ham license. I would highly recommend it to everybody. It lasts forever. You have to take the class and pass the test once, and then it just kind of, you pay the money and you renew it. So I would highly recommend it to anybody. Do you have yours?
I want to test. Sorry, I can't hear anything, but 1 second. Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Does it sound better? Hopefully the crackling is
way better.
Okay.
You're no longer nervous.
All right, this one is better. Okay, so sorry about that. Yeah.
That's all right. It looked like a very fancy microphone that didn't want to work.
Okay, so sorry, I was my whole screen refreshed and everything like that, so I was just kind of catching up on some things. But
the question was, do you have your ham license?
yeah, but I don't give out call signs.
That's okay. I didn't give out mine. The question was not what's your call sign. The question was, do you have a license?
I always feel.
Why do you presume people want to know what your handle is?
It's weird because I don't. That's the one part of preppers don't get. Like, hey, like, because we're super into privacy stuff, and then all of them, they use my call sign, and that's just, what are you doing? Like, that's I don't. Sorry, that's a.
You mean you don't drive around with it on your license plate?
Yeah, I don't. Well, there's like you get put it in your like your handle or whatever, like this Urban Prepper 187 type, whatever it is, and it's like
everyone get on that. It's 187. Yeah, we're halfway there. Start the database crawl.
Like you're giving your full name, your address, your phone number, all sorts of stuff. So I think it's that part's a little weird.
Digital Prepper agrees. Privacy is the best policy. 100%. We tell no one nothing. We're not even. My name's not Casey, and Tup is not even Tup. Yeah. He's really Canadian prepper.
I've been lying. Yeah,
that's what happened. He's not even in a building. He has like a green screen background of a building in Tennessee. That's where he's living now.
Yeah.
So okay. So and Sutton's Days had a question. So I'm gonna go back to her question.
We got to prioritize. Yeah.
100%. So she wanted to know, what scenarios do you feel you need to prep for today? Do zombies count?
Well, I think there's all sorts of. I used to be so anti-zombie, but like a lot of people are. I feel are in the zombie state. On like they're not awake on a lot of these things that are going on. But the things I need to. I don't know. I think like economic type things, like losing your job, is like I think for everyone. Like I think economic, financial, like in the bills, that's like the one that I feel the most pressure on, and that's why I try to diversify, like have different side hustles, the main hustle, the side hustle, the other side hustle, and then to try to reduce the type of cost. But besides the economic, I think the thing I need to prep most for is, I think, the same thing that most of us are, as far as being more being able to the food preps basically, and like being able to sustain yourself, not have to rely on the grid for produce or for the things. So I need to. We don't have like a chicken coop or anything like that at our home, so that's one that it requires a corporate approval from my wife. But I think
I'll send you the link to the one I got.
Cool. Yeah, I know that a lot. It's the Rogue has the milk chickens, and I know the City Preppings do it a lot. But and we have some neighbors that are doing that too. But so me personally, I rely a lot more just on a urban prepper would, like with the pantry stuff and with off-site locations that has additional food and stuff. But once it runs out, like we have our garden, but not necessarily like rabbits or anything like that. So
yeah. Digital Prepper is tempting me. He's toying me. He's toying with my emotions here. With the freeze dryer
he's rolling in it because those things are expensive.
Oh, I get so. That's one of the things that's always on my sale watch list is the freeze dryer. And I think there's the freeze dryer is one of those things I think that a lot of people think about, and it kind of is out there for us. There's some medical stuff in our family that may necessitate that being a little more important than everything. But yeah, that's one of those that's on my list where I'm like, if my wife would not make me sleep with the chickens, I think that might be on the list. But I think for us, the economy is a thing. I think the recession thing, and whether it, how big it is and whatever it is, and inflation, how big that is and whatever it is, there's kind of the actually what happens, and then there's the implication and the kind of implied, like what people are going to actually react to. Those two things are not always exactly the same. So trying to kind of prepare for the reaction as well as the actuality of it. Yeah. That's one of those things as a freelancer. I've been freelancing now for 7 or 8 or 9 years or something like that. I always had a side hustle, even when I was full-time employee with a very large shoemaking company down here in the Portland area. There's really like 2 choices, and you pick whichever one you want. Don't let the shoes that are sitting on my thing tempt you. But I think, during the last downturn a couple years ago, I had really kind of been working with one agency, not exclusively, but the bulk of the work that I was doing with them was with that. And so I've kind of tried to diversify a little bit more, with side projects and things, just so that, if a main client, something were to go either pull back or whatever, it wouldn't go to zero, would be the goal. So, that's something that I've tried to do. We definitely look at our bills, and I've tried to kind of cut down a little bit here and there. Trying to eat more at home, and try to get some deals on groceries where we can. The earthquake thing is always a thing for me, and just kind of keeping an eye on that. I like to say we play aggressive defense.
Nice, I like that.
Aggressive defense. Someone asked me during the pandemic, like, because we were dealing with a lot of medical things, there was financial stuff, all kinds of things. I was like, we are playing aggressive defense. We are protecting on all sides as aggressively as we can. And at the end, we'll see where it sorts out. We're not going to try to be aggressively offensive. We're just going to try to make sure that we don't lose any ground. So that's, I think, what our strategy is, as well, for the next 6, 12, 24 months, depending on kind of which view you take on it.
Yeah, I didn't start getting into prepping until 2008, 2009, when all the recession happened here with home prices and everything. So, and that inspired me to become a prepper, and now I get to meet people like you and stuff. So I wonder if what's going on now will inspire the next generation of online preppers that like making videos and talking about this kind of stuff.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting, because I'm kind of curious to see what happens in the space, because part of the economic kind of downturn, the uptick, was advertising rates, especially on YouTube, went up substantially. And so a lot of people started being on YouTube and Twitch and stuff and creating content, because a lot of companies were vying for advertising dollars, and if you could monetize it, it made a huge difference. Well, in the last couple of months, the actual rates that creators are getting paid has dropped, because advertisers aren't wanting to advertise, because they're kind of preparing for recession stuff. So I'm going to be interested to see how many different content creators and channels are still around in 6 months or 12 months, just because they got into it thinking, okay, I'm going to make a bunch of money with the run up, and then when they stopped making a bunch of money, they decided to go do something else.
Yeah, I feel that I was working on a video on this, but I feel that back in the day, let's say 2010, 2011, 12, all this, none of the prepper channels were making money, and we weren't doing it for the money. We were doing it for to put the content out there, to collaborate with like-minded people, and all those kind of things. I think over the past decade, it's a lot of YouTube in general, just it's becoming businesses for people, and there's teams. Those kind of stuff. And so I want, if the money wasn't there, it kind of changes changes things a little bit. I definitely do this for the love of, I like talking to people, and I like the showing what I'm doing and getting ideas for the next version and all that kind of stuff. But I know for a lot, it's a way of making some money too. For some people, it's their full-time gig. So
I make dozens of cents.
Dozens of cents.
Every month, just dozens of cents. As opposed to some of the other people we know who, have teams and editors and everything else. And we're we just show up and talk about milk chickens.
Team. Yeah, I don't have a milk. I think Sutton Stays has that makeup and wardrobe and all that kind of stuff. I hear them crackling again, by the way. So
yeah. You know what? You're fired. That's what's happened. You know what? Sorry. The recession is starting to hit, and Tup's internet can't fully function.
It makes it. I was worried that it was my microphone, but I guess it's not. It's just bad connection. So
it's your secret layer. The Faraday cage around it is interrupting the audio signals. So yeah, I'm actually hopeful this summer. My son is actually old enough to really kind of start. He wants to work, and he's kind of old enough to actually get on a computer and really kind of do some stuff. And so I've got a list of little projects that I'm going to give him, and hopefully he'll be my first team member on my prepping
Yeah.
production team. Mostly I was just like, can you take the videos and embed them from YouTube onto my website? That's going to be his first thing.
Nice.
Because I'm always like, I should do that, and I just never find time to do that. So we're going to teach him a little code.
I know we were talking about zombies earlier, and I was on the way. I was driving to Seattle today, and then man, there's so many people that were just like this, walking around. I'm like, what are you guys doing? Like, I'm trying to get past them, and just oblivious. And I think that's like the modern day zombie is because of this kind of thing. So
yeah, I'm sure that there is, in reality, based on what you just said, I'm sure there's a whole, not just episode, but series. There's probably a whole channel that could be devoted to what people are absorbing when they are doing this and how that turns them into mental zombies and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I would imagine that. Wow.
There's one's a TikTok phone, one's is other social media, one's in other phones.
I also love that it was like the German flag colors. Like, is that? I thought we loved America here, Tup. I don't understand.
No,
what are you joining the group that's leaving? What's happening?
I like their beer. They have some good beer over there. So
they do. Not as well. I mean, it's probably better, but I mean, the beer in Oregon is pretty good too.
Well, I think the Pacific Northwest has some of the best beer in the world, and Germany has some of the best beer in the world. But
yeah,
I think we're right up there with them, though.
Yeah, exactly. Which reminds me, if you guys are coming down, we'd still have to connect and see, like, if you guys want to come over and have like a barbecue or something.
Yeah, because I don't know where exactly the Cascadia the home base is.
It's in a mountain.
Are you in Mount Hood?
No.
Because when we come down there, we go across Mount Hood because we try to avoid Portland because we don't want to deal with.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we're a little to the west, so you'd probably have to you guys are coming down down the main freeway, and then you're going on the side freeway.
Exactly.
So you'd have to go to the left for about 20 minutes or so to then get to where Bernie and I are.
Okay, that's of the preparedness community. You and Bernie are controlling the west.
Exactly.
Front.
Yeah, and we stay off the beaten path just to make sure that not everyone can just show up or whatever.
Yeah, Northwest Oregon is controlled by.
Yeah, exactly. It's just me and Bernie. We just sit out.
We've been holding it down for sure.
Yeah. So I talked about, we went on. So one of the things we did while we were in Bend, which I don't know, you're going to kayak. I am not that coordinated. So we just floated on inner tubes down the Deschutes, which was super fun. Loved that for us. There were rapids. We had no control. It was a whole thing. So one thing it got me thinking about was if we ever needed to actually float anywhere, we got nothing. So we did get inner tubes that we can then take on our future trips, but we can float with. I did not bring them on camera because they're gigantic and we're not going to do that. I got a collapsible paddle because I realized we had no sense of direction. Like we couldn't do anything, but also if we had to ever go anywhere, having an emergency, telescoping paddle that collapses down. So I got that. But then on Prime Day, when we were there, I didn't have anything waterproof to put my wallet or my keys or my phone or anything in. And one of our friends just left it in his car, but I realized if something had happened while we were on the river, I had nothing of my own to actually do anything with. So Prime Day sale, I got some dry bags, which these are the Earth Packs. They were very highly rated on Amazon. So I have to see if they are as good as they seem to be. These have been one of the things, dry bags have been one of those things on my out there wish list of at some point we need to get them, but when is the right time? So now that we're about to go back to Bend here in a few weeks, I was like, all right, let's pick them up. So I got some of these. They come in a bunch of different sizes. This is the little 10 liter. So this is the smallest size that they make. And it just kind of rolls up. It seems to be really well done. I'm going to put some paper and something in it and put it in the hot tub or the shower or something and see if it works. But then they also have a whole backpack that you can get.
Yep.
Where it's like this, it's open at the top and you can literally just shove stuff in it, and then it's got the little straps. So we got kind of the small backpack and the large backpack. This is a 35 liter, and then we got the 85 liter that basically we could put our whole bug out bags in if we needed to, either to cross the river, because in Portland we would need to cross a river in order to get, if we were trying to go east and we couldn't drive or the bridges were down, we would need to float our way across at least one river. So this would keep all of that stuff protected if we needed it. And then we've got the bigger ones.
Nice.
And they were like 50% off on Prime Day. So that was kind of an idea of like, okay, this is a thing that at some point we want. Okay, I found it. The sale is there. Now is the time to snag it. And I love Amazon's return policy, the like 30 days with Prime, and I can return it to the Whole Foods. It's like right by our house. So I wasn't sure what the sizing was. So I ordered a bunch of different sizes, got them home, tried it out, and then, returned the other ones that we didn't need. So I'm looking forward to testing them out. I hope that they're as dry as they claim to be.
Yeah, I don't know about that brand, but I know that design is. We have a lot of those, and they work really well. And we use them for kayaking. I think they'd be a great bug out bag, like especially if it's larger, because you don't have to worry about the rain. And I saw that Sutton Stays says that she never thought about bugging out via tube.
Yeah, exactly. Sutton Stays, don't put it past me. Do not put it past me that I would just bug out in a tube. That would definitely.
It would be a fast bug out, but it'd be silent. I guess it'd be a silent.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. We would just kind of just go with the flow.
I hated tubing. I'm not a fan of it. It's slow. It's like if I have to use the restroom, like I gotta wait a long time. And I guess you just go where.
Yeah, I mean, from what I understand, you don't need to, but like I feel like it's polite to wait, but from what we were hearing and observing, like it may or may not be a requirement. I had not ever been to. I've been whitewater rafting one time, and as I have said many times, I am not the most outdoorsy of people. Most outdoorsy of people is even being kind. Like outdoor things are not necessarily on my list. But it was something my wife loves to do it. We were going to go see a concert, so it was kind of a big weekend of her kind of favorite things to kind of introduce our kids to. And so Dad sucked it up, and we went tubing, and it was enjoyable. It was relaxing. I did, however, not have a paddle, which concerned me, and so now I will have a paddle going forward. And I did not have my phone with me, which also made me nervous. So now I have multiple dry bags. I even got the little phone. The bags came with little phone cases. But I got some. Pelican was having a sale on Prime Day, and it was like 40% off for the lanyards with the phone case. And it's even got like some flotation stuff in it. So in case it falls off of a boat or something, it'll float. I was like, okay, well, we'll try it out. We'll see what happens.
Yeah. I'm keeping an eye on the comments too.
Yeah, exactly. And Pony Girl, yes, those are dry bags.
Yeah.
Sutton Stays, that is 100% correct. Nothing is kind of off limits to go there. Yes.
Yeah.
Got a pump for this.
Yeah. Well, I don't like tubing, but I do have a pump, and I use it with my the Jackery power thing. That's how I power the pump. But I see the Sutton Stays and Mr. Sutton.
Yeah, exactly. They've had some lengthy conversations.
Yeah, canoes destroy relationships. That's for sure.
Yeah. Yes. My parents took us canoeing once, and it was almost it almost put us all in therapy. So I have not taken my children canoeing, nor do I plan to.
Yeah, Miss Urban Prepper and I have gotten into some disagreements on kayaking too, because
difference of opinion.
Yeah. Like she really loves it.
She wanted you to go left, and you were going the wrong way.
Well, she wanted to, there was a thunder and lightning storm coming. She wanted to go kayaking still. I'm like, well, I don't want to be in the middle of the water with a big metal rod. Like, And she's like, no, I came all the way out for your forehead. I'm like, we're gonna get electrocuted. But anyway,
I feel like that
you gotta
says
pick your
something. It's
you
you
pick
didn't
your
want to get
battles.
electrocuted, but I feel like maybe she wanted you to.
Yeah, so it was a trap. So
Yeah, exactly. Like Cliff, it may not be that you want to get electrocuted,
yeah,
but I wouldn't mind it if that happened. It's kind of been my whole plan. We didn't go kayaking yesterday because thunderstorms were not in the future in the forecast. Today, we've just been waiting. Let's see. Phone case that floats is valuable. My cousin dropped his Cat 42 in a river, indestructible, till it sank. Yeah, that's a problem. Also, what's a Cat 42? Can we get a clarification on that?
Like I don't know,
is it a phone?
Is it like a Cat 45, like a network port? I don't know.
A Cat 5 and a Cat, yeah.
Cat 5, Cat 5, yeah.
Cat 5 is the cable, and an RJ 40 or 45 is the actual jack.
I'm gonna search it really quick.
He is the only person I've tipped a canoe with. We are better on land for sure. But Sutton Stays, he's the only one you tipped a canoe with. Is it because you had just had enough of him and you decided that you getting in the water was less detrimental than sitting in kayaking with him more? Had he done something to offend you, or did he just need to cool off for a minute and take a break?
I don't know what this Cat 45 thing is, but it's what is that?
Is that a coax?
It's
coax connector?
I don't know what it is, but it's not what I was thinking. I thought it must be some kind of phone, but I don't know what about. But
Tup, I think here's the problem. Just put your phone back here and then just tap on your search history again. And then if you could just scroll through that while we all watch, that'd be fantastic.
Hey, you're trying to get the privacy. Preppers like privacy.
Oh, he tipped so you had nothing to do with it. He tipped it and you were just the victim. I understand. That seems more reasonable, and we feel bad. We are sorry for that, and maybe next time, like Mr. Sutton's is like in the shower or something. He just needs a cold bucket of water to remind him of that time that you tipped him over in the canoe. Just saying. All right, a Cat 45 is a rugged phone.
I think it's something like this is a Cat. This is not the 45, but it's something else.
Oh, okay. All right. So it was like a durable
phone. Okay.
Phone that got thrown out, and although it did not float, it if you would have run over it with a car, it would have been fine. But then it sank, and you can't then access it because it's underwater. So I get that. I understand. All right, where are we at? I don't even know. We have gone.
I forget what the original what was the original topic? Oh yeah, prepping deals for Prime Day. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that thing. That whole thing. And you bought nothing.
I bought nothing.
Yeah, you bought nothing.
No, I bought stuff. I just didn't buy I bought stuff elsewhere. But
which is another interesting thing. Have you noticed that so there's Prime Day, but then also Target came out with their Prime Day, and Best Buy had their Prime Day, and Costco had their Prime Day. Everybody then wanted to compete. So it wasn't just checking Prime Day deals. It was really like on Black Friday, where you're checking every store for all the things. Every store had a sale. It was kind of an interesting. It's an interesting phenomenon, I think, when you're looking for deals and preps and such.
I didn't know about Target Prime Day. So.
I didn't know about Target Prime.
I didn't know.
All right. You know what I feel like I need to do? I need to teach a master class on deals.
How to shop.
I feel like that's one of my niches is how do you find a deal on stuff that you would not think about and do that?
There was back in the day, the internet's changed, but I remember back in the day, I used to go to sites like Deals to Buy or stuff like Deal News, and they would do search the web for the best deals type thing, and then display it all on this one site. I always thought it'd be cool to have like a preps to buy type site that does the same thing. Does a crawl, it's like a spider crawl through the internet and finds like the best type of preps for different categories. I think that's a good idea for any programmers out there. So.
Yeah, I think the trick is there's a couple of like Facebook group places I belong to, and they just like it's like they have a bot and they just auto populate, and it almost becomes spam. So I feel like what I would more want to do is like
curated.
I want to curate it. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. We're going to use the buzzword. We're going to curate. It's going to be a curated collection of prepping deals. It's not going to be called Craigslist. It'll be called Casey's List, and it'll be a whole different thing.
I think that like a Canadian prepper has like curated prepping gear, but I'm talking like curated prepping gear for the best deals. Like so like I like CanadianPreparedness.com, but I'll buy wherever it's cheaper too. So
exactly. Yes. All right. So I got to figure that. I'll figure that out. We had Van City Prepper said that he'd sign up. Yes, Sutton's Days. That is one of my superpowers. I'm making a shirt. There is a design. One of my superpowers is I find things and get them on a discount. So feel free to send me your wish list, and I will begin to in my subterranean mountain hideout search for deals for you on all of those things.
That'd be a cool video topic on prepper superpowers. Like, what are your
Yes. All right.
What was your Marvel Avengers, but like prepper Avengers type superpowers?
All right. You know what? All right, I'm having that idea. I have an idea. I'm gonna text you after this about what that is gonna be, because I think that would be fantastic, and I love that. Okay, so we're gonna do that.
We have all sorts of, every time we talk, we have good ideas come out of this. So
we really do. If only we had a team, we could actually execute on all of.
We need the makeup. We need wardrobe. We need
exactly. We need
a media person.
We need Maybe we need to move to Canada. Like an editing team there is like 70% as expensive as it is here, or whatever.
That's true. Ugly chicken is my superpower. Yes.
Sutton's Days, that is a legitimate superpower right there. That is.
She could control like all of like the ugly chickens of the world, and if she needs to command them somewhere, that she could do that.
Should we call ourselves the Prep Vengers?
The Prep Vengers. I like that.
Yeah, I don't like it, and then I don't like it. I need to work on it. We'll workshop it.
Yeah, we'll think about it.
yeah.
We could go DC. Like we could go like the Justice League or the Prepper League or something like that, or
the League of Preppers.
Yeah, that's a good one too.
Okay, I like that one. That one.
Okay. For those of you watching the rerun, make sure that you leave your comments in the comment section with the Prepper Avengers group and what your superpowers would be for if you.
Yeah, you know what? For everyone watching now and on the rerun or whatever, comment or go to Instagram and message us. Comment below what your superpower is, and then go to Instagram and message us with your superpower. I sense an idea here that could work out very well. I think could be a disaster. I don't know. It's me after all, but like I feel like there's an idea here. The Prep Vengers. Are you trademarking it now? Like already? You're just already onto the thing.
Someone got the domain already.
Yeah, exactly. That's fantastic. Okay. Yeah. Well, then there you go. All right. Can I join? Yeah, Sutton's Days. You're like, we got you covered here. Yeah, you're gonna be included this whether you want to be or not. That's you've joined our stream. That's happening.
Well, isn't there like I haven't watched a lot of the Marvel ones, but Ant-Man or something like that. But it could be like these could be more of like the ugly chicken, like the controlling all of that.
All right, Sutton's Days. I just want you to know that Tup decided that you should be represented as an ugly chicken. I don't like.
No,
your superpower should be an ugly chicken. I think that's fantastic.
No,
Tup wants you to actually be an ugly chicken, and I feel like that's a lie.
Yeah, she could control chickens, like, and have them do what she wants to do, like with mind control type thing. That's what I'm kind of envisioning.
But would she control the chickens, or would she just control the ugly chickens? I feel like Rogue would control all the chickens, especially the milk chickens, and then Sutton's Days would just, control the control that Tup's underwater cape.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
I don't know how we got to this, but my superpower is patience, not just
Yes. Oh, Sutton Stays creates ugly chickens.
That's good. Like, so she'll see, like, she could go to any kind of farm and then just make them to ugly chickens. And
I feel like maybe there should be like a portal involved, like they come from another dimension or something. They're dimensionally ugly chickens.
But what if you could control chickens, like with like a mind control type thing? Like how many chickens do you think you could take on at once?
Me?
Yes.
Oh,
if a bunch of chickens were coming after you and Sutton's Days was controlling them, how many?
Sutton's Days is controlling them. Sutton's Days is controlling. I'm just giving up. I'm just like, you know what, chickens? It's been real.
I think I could get a dozen of them, but that's it.
A dozen of them? I have a more difficult time with the chickens I have in my backyard.
Yeah. And, now roosters would be different. Like I'm talking chickens, but
yeah.
Roosters, one's enough. Like Kim, you did show up at a strange moment in the show.
All right, who's gonna ask based on the rooster comment? How many ugly cocks Tup thinks he can manage? I'm just saying, like you set the whole thing up there, and I just want to know if that was your superpower, what it is. There's a lot of roosters.
I don't get it.
There's a lot of roosters.
Okay.
We have taken a significant turn, which means likely we have reached the end of our show.
Yeah.
We're past Tup's bedtime.
Yeah.
He told me 45 minutes. As usual, I look at the clock and he wants to keep going, partying on.
Well,
Make me the bad guy.
The things were just getting good right there. We were talking about like superpowers and controlling
exactly
preppers, like
roosters and
prepper
all of the roosters
controlling chickens and attacking people. Like no one talks about this kind of stuff. You only get that right here. So
there's a segment on Saturday Night Live from back in the day. Janet Jackson was the host. It's one of my favorite segments ever. And it was a winery. It was like a winemaking people, and they were soaking the corks to go in the bottles. And I feel like we are edging dangerously close to reinvigorating that sketch with chickens, with the roosters.
The rooster boosters.
The rooster boosters. Oh my goodness.
That's good.
I need to make you a shirt that says Rooster Booster.
Well, I could see Rogue Preparedness, like she'd be very much like who's the Hawkeye type thing, like
the Archer
type thing. Yeah, the Archer guy.
Yeah. I can see that. I can see that
superpower.
Yeah. I feel like Canadian Prepper would be like Professor X with like he just knows everything. He knows all the problems. He knows when they're all happening. He has all of the information.
Yeah.
I know this because I get the notifications that he has found something every day, and we are doomed.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, oh God, what is happening?
Yeah, there's a lot that could be like a lot of people that could be Professor X one. I feel
like City Prepper would be like Batman because his like setup for his videos it seems very much like a bat cave. That's his secret lair as he outlines to us strategically.
Yeah.
What evil is about to transpire.
Yeah.
I think that's fantastic.
I still think Sutton's Days with her chickens would take them though. If she had 100 of these ugly chickens and she went and raided the Canadian Prepper warehouse.
I feel like that should be a Twitter poll. How many of Sutton's Days ugly chickens can you handle?
I guarantee the Canadian Prepper could not handle 1 to 200 of Sutton's Days' chickens attacking.
What if he was on the electric bike?
He does. No, I don't know about her security measures, but it'd be a good match for sure. So,
I mean, could he potentially outrun the chickens on the electric bike?
Yeah, I think he could. I think he'd want to hold down his fort though, for sure, because there's a lot of supplies in that warehouse that he has. So
that is true. And the chickens would find them and take them back to Sutton's Days.
Yeah. How many chickens would it take to storm Canadian Prepper's warehouse? Leave your comments below.
Are they fancy chickens or are they ugly chickens?
Ugly chickens. Once Sutton's Days takes control of them, they become ugly chickens.
Okay.
They're part of her army.
Okay. They're chickens who have seen things. Like they've experienced life and like they're really Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, so we'll see. We'll leave your comments in the comment section for.
Okay, all right. We're gonna wrap it up. We're gonna go think about our superpowers. I have to text you like 9 or 10 different things, and we will see you now next. Will you be able to do it next week?
I might have to do a remote kind of like this, where I'm on. Right. This is my laptop camera, so hopefully it's not that bad. But
I like the finger, just to let us all know that like
yes.
There is a camera there, like as if usually there isn't. You're just speaking from the void. That's your superpower. You just show up on people's screens.
Yeah, so let's if I can, I'll definitely do it, and I'll try to work out some of my audio tech issues over there. But I'll be live in Sun River, and if I could get over to the western Northwest Oregon territory where you and Bernie are running it, that'll be fun too. So.
All right. I think that'll be fun. And if not, like if we can't do that, then like we'll figure something else out.
You could have a guest speaker. You could have Something Stays come on, or you could have Guardian Prepping come on, or
goodness. Okay, all right. Well, we need some of these people. I don't have contact information for a lot of these people, so I will need to DM them or something.
Something Stays has blocked both of us, but maybe
I mean that is very true. That's reasonable. I would assume nothing less.
Guardian Prepping's calling. He's tuning in all the way from South Africa, I believe. So like that to be a fun one too. But
all right, I like that. Yeah. All right. Find me on IG. We will make that happen. We will make that happen. Sutton's Days is calling it a night because she's giving out.
I'm gonna think of more prepper personalities that we know on YouTube and what their superpowers would be and who would win in a match. I think I'll keep thinking about that. Yeah.
I did this when I was working in an office and we had our team and everything. One of the like team building things we did is we like decided we were going to be like the Justice League of data and we were going to bring truth to the masses. And I had to like come up with, or I didn't have to, but I got to come up with like the character personas for all of our team members. Yeah. Which is why I have the Batman Funko up there somewhere. But now I have way more because I have way more personalities, which is a whole nother thing. So, all right, we will work on this. I think this has legs. They might be invisible legs. They might be chicken legs. Who knows? We'll figure that out. In the meantime, thank you all for joining us, putting up with us, and continuing to make us the #1 podcast for non-preppers and preppers alike. We are #1 for non-preppers and preppers. Other shows may be #1 for preppers. We are the only one that's #1 for non-preppers. That's a key distinction. Thanks a lot. Leave your superpower in the comments below. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. Thanks for joining us, and we will see you next week in some capacity. Talk to you later. Bye.